Hello, my name is Jason Leach, and I'll be sharing with you facts of China. For starters, did you know that 100 million people live on less than $1 per day in China? And that is US dollars. That's an amazing stat due to the fact that we as Americans waste so much money on different workout plans that we stick to maybe 2 months of the year, different coffee we drink. We spend so much money on different things like that. To know that the Chinese people, a lot of them live in poverty and only on $1 per day, that's amazing. So when I found this stat out, it just lets me think about the dollars that I waste, that I could be using to do good with versus just wasting and knowing that these people live on $1 per day. That's amazing. So think about that. Next time you go spend money just carelessly. 100 million people in China live for less than $1 per day. Amazing stat. Next one, the population of China. Everyone always says China has a lot of people. No one ever knows the exact number, but it's 1.3 billion people. That's a lot of people. You just imagine how China's big. For that many people, it makes it seem very, very small. 1.3 billion, not million, billion. Next that I found out about China and the U.S. kind of ties into both things here. A 10-year defense agreement. The U.S. signed a 10-year defense agreement to help themselves against China, just in case China wants to attack the U.S. We have different agreements with different countries to kind of help each other out. So that's an awesome stat I found out about China. U.S. relationship with China. Manufacturing warehouses. If you look at the tag on your clothes right now, it'll probably say China or Pakistan. More than likely Pakistan, but if you look at the table you're sitting at, probably China. Refrigerators, made in China. China makes a lot of the U.S. things we have nowadays that we don't even think about. But if we cut off those ties with China, we'd be in trouble, they'd be in trouble. We get so many different things from China. They're awesome for housing different manufacturing companies from the USA. Cheap labor, that's one of the main reasons why. There's cheap labor over there, just point blank. Any business owner who owns a huge business in the United States will be very, very, they do good by sending their business to China, basically, because it's cheap labor, sounds bad, but it's good business. Unstable. China can be kind of unstable. That's why they have the cheap labor. There's a lot of child labor laws in the United States that don't allow us to have kids working in factories, which is awesome. That's why we send the work over to China, because they're kind of unstable. They don't have the laws that we have here in the USA. So that's not good for them, but good for business owners here, unfortunately. Umbrella. China's kind of under they think of USA, when we go do business in China, they think of Americans under the same umbrella. Americans they're wasteful. They think of us as wasteful. They think of everybody's huge giants. It's kind of funny when I was researching it. They think of all Americans and put us under the same umbrella. Chinese culture. Handshakes. An interesting thing I learned about the Chinese is that they don't like aggressive handshakes. So you shake a Chinese person's hand, shake it normal, don't shake it too hard. And another thing they don't like is physical contact when you shake their hand. A lot of us Americans, we shake hands, kind of tap one on the shoulder. Don't do that if you have to go do business in China. Just shake their hand, be real polite, nice, not too aggressive. Chinese don't, they take it as being rude if you're too aggressive towards them. So if you ever go do business in China, be real, not too aggressive. Physical contact, like I talked about. Don't pat them on the shoulder unless they do it to you first. Then it's okay. Reproduction. China has had a rule that they only allow 1 kid per family because the population is getting too big in China. 1 kid per family. That was a very interesting rule. Some people say that we should have that rule in the USA because a lot of people have kids and can't afford. It's a good point, but you shouldn't police people to such a degree telling them how many kids they should have. Even though it might be good for us to do that, you can't really do that over here because we have laws. They don't have certain laws. And business cards. Another thing I learned about the Chinese culture, when you pass out business cards to a Chinese person and they give you theirs, it's rude for you to put that business card in your wallet. They put it in a briefcase or some sort of carry-on. It's rude for you to put it in your pocket or your wallet when you exchange business cards with a Chinese business person. So remember that fact about China when you do business. Defense. China was planning the cyber attacks on the USA and other countries, but they got together, the USA did, when I talked about the defense earlier, they got together and headed off some of these cyber attacks. That would be a tremendously bad blow to the United States if China did have these attacks on the USA or shut down all of our computer industries. It would be a terrible deal. Missile testing. China's known for a lot of missile testing, and that's not good because it affects other countries around them. When they test missiles, it can have a lot of collateral damage. So the U.S. and other countries are going against China to kind of let them know, hey, you can't just test whenever you want to. It's not a good thing to do. 95,000 per day. What this is an astonishing number. 95,000 per day. That's how many foreigners come into the USA every day. A lot of them are Chinese, from every place, but 95,000 per day. The reason I put that on there is because there's a lot of opportunity for us Americans to get familiar with culture without even going there yet. So if we just make a friend, a different foreign friend, and kind of bring them into our world, that'll help us out. If we ever do go to China, we can have the heads up on how they like to do things and how they operate by helping one of these people here. So I have a little malfunction with my projection here, but that's okay. So in conclusion, I would like to say, if you ever go to China, remember the things I taught you here about the defense and how to shake hands properly, and just don't be rude and don't do things that you would think that's rude to foreigners that you're not sure about, because there are different laws. You can get in trouble a lot over there for what you do over here. So thank you very much.